Hey everyone, and welcome back to That Time of the Week. I'm your host, Maddie Smith. What a great week for random topics that no one gives a fuck about, including Krispy Kreme, who has offered to give a free donut every day to the rest of the year for people who got vaccinated. Your move, Jessica Biel. Anti-vaxxer. Yeah.
Oh.
I knew. I was going to say Jenny McCarthy, but I said, is that outdated?
I don't know.
Who knows anymore?
She's the one that's known the most for being an anti-vaxxer.
I know. I want it to be a little bit more nuanced.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. This was the first time I say I'm proud to be an American. All right. I was actually, when I got my vaccination, I was upset there weren't snacks at the end. I got up, I stood up, I was like lightheaded. I was like, where's my Juicy Juice? Where's my Teddy Grahams? And where's my sticker? Where's my post on Instagram? And there was none of that. And I'm such trash that when I found out the Krispy Kreme news, I actually Googled to see what other fast food places were having vaccination offerings. Turns out none of them. But there's a couple places in the West that are giving out like free joints and free edibles to people who got vaccinated. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Which goes to show we are also living in the wrong place. So I was actually happy about this Krispy Kreme. I was like, whoa, that's awesome for like public health. I didn't even think about the donuts part, but I was like, yeah, encourage people. But then of course what happened, I went on Twitter, found out it's bad. Everything I think is cool, I found out is bad on Twitter. I'm like, Hitler's awesome. Twitter says he's bad. You know, it's so annoying. Everything is crumbles. So Twitter's saying, what a great initiative for a country that's suffering from obesity. Yeah, blame obesity on Krispy Kreme.
Right.
That's fucking rude as hell. Okay, should we also end Halloween and Thanksgiving and all Southern food? Like, get over it. You know what else is a bigger problem than obesity? COVID. Okay? So let's end COVID. You know what's going to make obesity worse is if we sit inside for another year. So get your vaccinations, get your motherfucking donut. And I praise anyone who eats one donut for every day for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
That's a feat. That's a disgusting one, but you do you. And you know what? Krispy Kreme works hard, but the devil works harder. According to Lil Nas X, who put out a song this week. I think the song is called Montero.
Yes,
Call Me
it
By
is.
Your Name.
That's right.
If you watch the music video, there's a little scene where he takes a stripper pole down to hell and performs fellaciotic acts on the devil. And everyone's like, what? Well, everyone. By everyone, I mean Christians. It's not no one I know. It's always Christians who ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
But they were like, of course, like they hate devil imagery and blah, blah, blah. But they were like, one person's argument was like, Lil Nas, your target audience is children. Like, why would you put this out there? Have you guys ever heard of Bob Saget? Okay. Went on Full House, cleanest dad in the world. And then his stand-up is like, what's up? I fuck children. No one ever called him out. So now people are screaming at Lil Nas X, and to make it worse for him, not saying I think it's bad, but he put out a pair of sneakers, limited edition, with real blood in it. Real blood in these sneakers. So now I'm wondering, can I resell my underwear? Hey! That was good. I thought about that one for a long time. So
Yeah.
it's not even that good. Oh, man. I really don't know how to write jokes. You know, you ever see like a famous comic and you're like, that's a joke. I don't really know, like, you know, like the rule of thirds and...
What?
I
think
should take a class at this point.
Yeah, that'll do you.
You do?
Yeah.
Live at the comic strip graduation class. It's
That's
Maddie
what's gonna help you.
I know. And then our last... So we got the Lil Nas X with the song. It's a bop. I'll tell you that much. And then Old Town Road had inappropriate lyrics in it. Don't act like... He was talking about drinking lean and Gucci slides. That's the biggest problem for me. So we got the blood sneakers, and then final topic for today, children's books are flying off the shelves, but not in a good way. 6 of Dr. Seuss's books are being banned for inappropriate depictions of various cultures. And now, as of late, the writer of the Captain Underpants books, that's how little I respect those books. I don't even know what the author's name is. I was like, oh, finally, Captain Underpants is getting canceled. But the author had books about people from Asian descent inappropriately depicted. Yeah, I look forward to seeing which episodes of this podcast will be taken from in 10 years. But yeah, I never understood, like, what is your motive for writing these books in that, well, whatever, Dr. Seuss, I don't know, you're old. It's always like they're old.
Yes,
they're
yes.
old.
I mean, yeah.
But the Captain Underpants guy is literally like a millennial. I don't know what happened there.
Well, I think he wrote a book of like 2 Asian kids trying to do like martial arts, but it was like passive racism. It wasn't like clear racism. It was just
microaggressions.
Right. So that's what they say.
That's what they be saying. But we'll discuss
the word on the streets.
We'll discuss the books a little bit later. But let's introduce our guests. They're already crushing it here on the podcast, and I brought back the roast jokes just for you guys. Should have told Jill she would have taken a Xanax. But first off, we got Ashlynn Salzano. Looks like she sells churros in the subway platform. What's up?
I wish. They make a
Ashlynn,
shit ton of money.
I know, dude. And they act like they don't. They're like, please buy my churros. I'm like, bitch, I know you're a millionaire. I know you got $1 million in there.
You don't have to beg me to buy them. I'll buy the churros.
I'll buy them. Yeah. Even the mangoes. I'm like, I'll get the mangoes. If it's not mangoes, cucumbers, I'll take your cucumbers with seasoning. I don't know what's in. It's like they put Taki seasoning on the mangoes. And I'm like, I take them.
Pure MSG.
It's MSG. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And then, of course, next to Ashlynn, we got Jill Weiner. Hello, Jill. She's a big Woody Allen fan, but only after the documentary came out.
Keep it in the family. That's what I always say.
That's what I always say. How are we doing, guys? What's the vibe?
Vibe strong.
Yeah.
We got some good topics coming today.
I'm so excited to talk about all of them.
My mouth is dry as hell.
Yeah.
I just stumbled over the word topic.
Yeah. So it's going to be a long road ahead of us.
I apologize to anybody listening, but I feel like it comes through in the audio. So I just want to say
ASMR.
Yeah.
My apologies. But let's get into our first segment. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Our first segment, per usual, is called Let's Sync Up. You guys already know. First segment, always, we ask one question to get us all on the same page. You know, whether you got an IUD or not, we always gotta get our eggs in sync. Okay. So today's question on the line of the Krispy Kreme giveaway. I'm asking you guys, if you were anti-vax, what is one like marketing scheme or giveaway that would turn you to be a vaxxer? You would say, I'm getting the vaccine now.
COVID, I think. If I got a raging case of COVID.
So if McBurger King says we're giving COVID to everyone here, that would make you.
Then I would
on?
get a vaccine.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say you had COVID?
I did. I was one of the OGs. I had it back March 2020.
You should be in a documentary or something.
Thank you. I should. I lost my sense of taste and smell for about a week, and that was it.
A week?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And some people lost like 15 pounds, and I was like, right? But
some people lost 15 pounds. They got like modeling gigs. They found a husband. And others are sitting there losing their sense of taste and smell for a week.
Some lost their lives too. So I guess, you know.
A couple people lost their lives. And I'm like, can you not be so dramatic?
Right.
Like, why do you have to talk about it all the time?
Can you just chill? Can you just chill?
400,000 of you just chill? God. Okay, so you would take COVID.
I would take COVID. Or just cold hard cash, I think would be good.
For sure. Why can't Krispy Kreme turn around and give us the equivalent of a whole day's worth of, or a whole year's worth of Krispy Kreme donuts?
Right? What is that? $12?
Probably $12. I have a story about Krispy Kreme, and this is how I know how cheap they are to make. One time I went to a birthday party in 7th grade, and it was limo themed. We're white, and it was limo party.
Whoa! Of course.
And so
the
whole thing with the parents rented a limo, and we went to the movies, dinner, and we rode around in a limo. So at midnight, no, it was not midnight. It was 7th grade midnight. It was 10 p.m. I always picture it as like 4 a.m. But it was 10 p.m. At 10 p.m., the parents were like, let's stop for donuts. So they stopped at a Krispy Kreme, and the people working there said, we're about to close. We have 8 dozen donuts left. Do you want to take them all?
Wow.
And at my sleepover, we had 8 dozen donuts to nosh on all night.
Wow.
I literally think I ate 12 Krispy Kremes that night.
It's a crispy dream.
Yeah. It was a crispy dream.
How long did you all stay up after that?
It was like an all-nighter.
Yeah.
And I knew the parents, like, how can you say no to that in front of 12 girls?
Yeah.
Who were like, oh, say yes, please. And they had frosted, they had regular, they got some maple in there. I ate donuts all night.
Good for you.
And I know they're cheap to make because they went down fast.
Yeah.
It's like air with sugar on it.
Right.
Yeah.
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 So I like a Krispy Kreme.
Sure.
Yeah. What about you, Ashlynn?
If they like gave me a washer and dryer for my apartment,
answer.
you know what I mean? Like that would motivate me to do anything actually. If I don't have to go to like a rat infested basement in a building. This would be great.
In building.
Yeah.
In building.
Mine's in the shed out back.
Yeah, mine's in the. I gotta walk down a highway with like underwear flying out of my bag. The homeless guy's like, oh, "Ma'am, you dropped this. You keep it.
Yeah,
It's on me. You go buy yourself something good." There's a lot of guys out there who pay $3,000 for those.
Top blood.
I would say a washer and dryer would turn my life around
sure.
Yeah.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
A rooftop bar with a pool in my apartment building. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a simple girl.
Amenities. You're looking for amenities.
I'm looking for minis. I will say my next apartment I will not live in unless it has a washer dryer.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's my next level up.
Yeah.
I feel like
Great standards. Just
I know.
great standards
I
in
know.
New York.
I would like to be able to wash my clothing. Is that too much to ask? Whenever I go to someone's place with a washer dryer, I'm just in awe.
Yeah.
And I want to be like, can I come over tomorrow and
Right.
bring my... I would throw in one sock at a time.
Why not?
If I had a washer dryer.
A disco wash.
Just toss it, like as it's being worn, just
Yeah.
toss it in.
Same. Everything.
yes.
I'd be so bougie.
I will say there is also something humiliating about having a stranger do my laundry for me.
Yeah.
It's the way they look at you when you walk in.
They know. They're like, there's
the up
the
and
girl.
down.
Yeah.
The smell.
There's the girl with the dirty socks again. It's a very intimate relationship.
is.
I'll tell you that
It
much.
is. It is. 'Cause-
She like smirks when I walk. I'm like, shut up. We all have discharge.
Have you ever gotten a mysterious piece of clothing back in your...
Yes.
Ooh, what was it?
And you can tell me if you're team me or team other person who lives with me. A thong. And I said, whose is this? I don't know. Did I just out my boyfriend as a cheater?
Oh, I thought he
On the
was
podcast.
wearing them.
He does seem like a thong
Yeah,
guy.
he does.
Seems like a thong guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. Well,
Big
now I'm
thong
seeing
energy.
things a little bit differently.
Yeah. Now I'm Team Andrew. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm oppressing him.
Yeah.
Right.
He likes to do the banana hammock with the Borat. No, I was in my my little underwear. You know, you put everything away. I was like sifting through my underwear, and there was like a thong in there, and it was not mine because
Right.
I have one literal single thong that I wear only in emergency cases. You will not catch me in a thong. The thing that I would get a vaccine for, similar to the washer dryer, is a parking spot in New York City.
Oh.
And I'm not talking in the Bronx. I'm talking right in front,
Right up
Yeah.
front.
yeah, it would change my whole life. Washer dryer, press the parking spot.
Yeah.
Life would be turned around immediately.
You're
Yeah.
going up to the Hudson Valley on the weekends. You don't
Yeah.
even care.
No care in sight. I'm going.
It's in the valley on the week.
I'm going. I'm going out to.
Isn't that what you do when you have a car here?
Yeah, we do have a car, but we don't use it because we're like we have a spot. We're saving it
Yes,
until.
yeah,
And
literally.
here it's like no parking Monday 11:30 to 1, and if it's Sunday night, you will not find a spot that is not in that Monday because then
Yeah.
Monday you have to move the car.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous, and I never see anyone cleaning these streets.
No.
This bitch
De Blasio.
De Blasio, this is for you. And additionally, this bitch who lives in our house is never parked in the driveway.
Oh.
And when she does come home, she parks on the sidewalk in the front of the driveway. So it's like, bitch, let us use the spot.
Isn't
Why
your
does she do
parking lot
that?
big enough for 2 cars? Is it not?
I think it could be.
I think it could
She's
be.
selfish as fuck.
Have you asked her, like, we'll give you extra if you let us use the parking?
No, she barely speaks English. So, you know,
So you just avoid her. That's
Yeah.
I'm incredibly xenophobic, but when she like talks to us, it's in a way that's like she has scripted in her mind what she wants to say,
see.
and when we
Right.
respond, she just repeats it. Like there's no dialogue.
Yeah.
It's like I grew cucumber for you, and you're like, oh thanks, I grew cucumber for you.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
there's no-
allergic.
yeah,
I grew cucumber. Yeah.
You take cucumber, and you're like, okay, Kima, all right. So if we were to ask, I think she would be very confused.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
like, I sometimes parking on street.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we want to park here. And she'd be like, you're moving? So I would love, or like a garage
Yeah.
that I pay for.
That sounds nice.
And the other thing that I would like, and this is more of a theoretically, this isn't real. This isn't a marketing scheme.
Okay.
This is just something that I would trade my life for, is being able to eat what I want with no consequences.
Oh,
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
I'd give up limbs for that.
I would give up.
For sure. I'd
Yeah.
lose fingers for that.
I'll give a finger. I'll give a finger and a toe. I'll give an arm.
Yeah.
If I could give away one arm to just eat whatever I want for the rest of my life, with no
I'll give an ear.
consequences,
I don't
I'll
have
give
to
an ear.
listen from both.
No.
Yeah.
No
my-
consequences. And no, you don't feel bad. You don't get
Literally,
bloated.
every negative consequence you associate with eating,
Yeah.
gone out the window. I pretty much would just want to be a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking for. I think about this every day. Like, I'm always like, I used to be like, if a genie asked me, I'd ask for $4 million.
$4 million, that's it?
I want to stay humble.
Yeah.
I want to still have to budget for some things.
You
I
just
don't
want to
wanna go
afford the
crazy.
parking in New York.
Parking and a washer dryer. But now I'm like, let me eat. If I could eat anything with no consequences, my life would change in ways that I didn't even think possible.
Right.
I would get the $4 million because I would be able to focus on things other than food in my body.
I would also like if they were like, no, you don't have to wear a mask at all anywhere, because I'm really tired of smelling my own breath.
Yeah.
Like I'm really tired of dealing with that on my own. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that before you started wearing masks. I was thinking that about you. I said, get me away from Ashlynn. But now that vaccines are coming, I think it'll be a maskless summer. Although someone did tell me she's going to wear masks for the rest of her life. And I said, you
like,
do you.
Good thing you're ugly.
Good thing, because you look great with that on. Otherwise,
Good thing your eyes is your best
stay
quality.
out of my face. You will not catch me in one of those.
No, I'm ripping it off. Especially weed's going to be legal soon.
Oh.
It's going to be the
Oh,
summer
yeah.
of love, baby.
I forgot. I should have added that to my topics because that was, and they said dispensaries probably within a year.
Yeah. I feel like they already exist. I mean, every smoke shop is going to be
Yes.
like, we got weed now.
I mean, they're in a corner now. I don't know,
Yeah.
if you- like uptown by where I live, uptown New York, they
Yeah.
literally have like a board, like a whiteboard, and it has like everything you want and the price
Really?
on the street.
That's
Yes.
great.
Interesting.
It's like Purple Haze, $2.70. Like,
So someone tell me why I just paid $30 for like 2 gummy edibles.
Oh, $30
Oh,
bucks.
God.
That
how
was-
many milligrams?
It was just a 5 each.
Oof.
$30?
It was, I'm exaggerating, but it was 30 for a little tin of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it should be way fucking cheaper.
Yeah.
Well, the dispensaries are expensive
Yeah.
as fuck.
But I like dispensary stuff more because I feel less like, "Ugh," and more just like I'm getting high.
Yeah.
For some reason I trust a corporate weed
Yeah.
more than some guy in his Honda Civic. I'm into capitalism. That's
about
all I
to
have to
say,
say.
I
I
like
trust the
Amazon.
Honda Civic guy.
I trust you.
Stick with what you know.
Not me. I like the Amazon weed. Send it to me, 2-day shipping.
Whole Foods.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. I do think once weed is legal, I will be a full pothead.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially gummies and stuff. Like when you
Dude.
can have a little 5 milligram and then you have one of those and just a couple of drinks, then you're just giggle bus.
I
I'm
cannot
riding it all night long.
emphasize the 5 milligram
So great.
gummies are going to change the world. The
yeah.
5
Fantastic.
milligrams. We're all going to be popping them left and right.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you.
Yeah. Love, love,
I
love.
hate me,
Chill
but I love
out.
you.
This is what's wrong with me, but everything that's
Yes.
good about you.
You're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then they'll say you're awesome. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great. And yeah, okay. I feel like we're synced up.
Great.
Yeah, I
How do
feel
you
like
guys
we are.
feel?
Yeah.
I feel synced.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to our next segment. Our next segment's called Emotional Issues.
In the height of emotion, it's not always easy to stop and think things through. But if you'll just slow down, then judgment has a better chance to take hold.
So this week I asked some of my Instagram followers to ask me advice.
Sweet.
Ask us advice. I don't think any of us are in a place to give advice. We're talking about how a washer dryer would change our lives. So take it with a grain of salt.
I was going to say how nice of them to trust us.
Yeah.
I know. Luckily, like 2,000 people saw the story and like 10 people asked. So the ratio is not strong. So I appreciate those who trust in me.
I always want to reach out to people who like I see my story but don't respond to like the polls I put, and I'm like, who do you think you are? You're too good.
I cannot emphasize even. Oh, you can't vote in my polls.
Yes.
You prefer blue cheese or ranch?
Yeah.
Like,
You-
wow.
You
Okay.
can't move your thumb to a button?
Oh, you're just scrolling by this
Yeah.
incredible poll, mining data. You can
It's
participate.
like I'm
in that?
entertaining you and you can't even give a little
You
back.
can even,
Yeah.
You're just staring and watching, maybe sending to others. Look at
Yeah.
this bitch. Well, you know what? Look
Yeah.
at this bitch. I see all of you. I see all of you who are watching and even not responding.
Yeah.
Whoever doesn't respond to every single one of my stories, I see you.
I see.
I love how we're always like, I know she watched my story. None of us are retaining any info. We're watching stories like this, and we're always like, well, he watched my story, so he knows where I am tonight.
It's like you just opened your phone and let it play.
Yeah. People take a shit, they let it play, and then we're all just like mindlessly. The number of things I see on the internet that I don't remember.
No idea.
That I'm smashing the like on.
The amount of times that like the internet has told me, hey, you've been scrolling for a long time.
Yes.
It's really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing.
Well, I turned screen time on for my therapist, and the first week was alarming. I
What does it just tell you how long you've been on?
Yeah, for a week. It tells you your average use for the week per day. My first one was like 11 hours.
Woo, girl.
I know. I got it down to
per
6.
day.
No judgment.
Well, you go to sleep at you go to sleep at 1 a.m.
and I wake up at 3. And so I'm calling people. I'm cold calling my businesses every day. But
You're working.
I'm working. Yeah, something like that. But then we got it down to like 7. So I'm feeling good about that. But when I first sent it to her, I had to send like a screenshot of it. And when we got onto the Zoom, she was like smirking. And I was like, don't you fucking...
like, don't you?
I was like, I sent you my screen time. She's like, yeah, I got it.
It's the same smirk in the laundromat, right? It's just like they know you're dirty.
It's the underwear smirk. How dare you act like you know anything? I'm working. I'm not working at all. I'm not working at all. Okay, so this first question, I forgot to put names on this, but I think this was Taylor. So this first one says, I should put shout... No, because they don't want to know. This wasn't. This was no one we know.
This is anonymous.
This is anonymous.
This was Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift said this one.
He's Swift.
Okay, so this one says, how do you establish yourself in a new city or environment after, moving there from home?
You beat up the biggest person on the street.
Literally, go right for the bouncer, say, I'm going to fuck you up. He's like, you can come in. No, I'm still going to fuck you up. I don't even want to come into this bar. I just want to mess with you.
I just wanted to prove myself on these city streets.
Yeah.
This is how I established myself in New York City. Do not take this advice, but I blacked out and went on a lot of... I blacked out for the first year here. You have to make friends, and then people are like, you're so fun. And then you hang out with them again, and they're like, who are you?
Yeah.
But you got to black out the first year, I think.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of like Bumble dates, blacked out, told people about the Bumble dates, did stand up about the Bumble dates.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of like found myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not find myself, but I made some friends.
You just got to completely lose yourself.
Right.
That's how you
Thank
make
you,
it.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to debase yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I was
really
very
have to.
upfront about like, I need friends. Will you be my friend?
You have to be shameless.
And it was embarrassing, but people responded. Not positively, but they did respond.
Hey, response is better than none.
Exactly. The Instagram story response is better than none.
Yeah.
I agree. You have to be shameless.
Yeah.
You have to show up to... If you're doing like a hobby, it helps if you do stand-up. Because
A hobby.
if you're doing a hobby of some sort, if you have a job, like be like, hey, what's everyone doing tonight?
Right.
Make friends at work, branch out from there. Do not be afraid, especially if you're in your 20s. Like people are still malleable when it comes to friends. When you're later,
It's
it's like
harder,
no more friends.
Yeah.
But like post college or mid 20s, if you go to something of like work drinks event and there's non-work people there, befriend them.
Right. Yeah.
And then branch out from there.
Yeah.
Didn't you join like a soccer team?
Oh my God.
That was a disaster.
That was one. This is my piece of advice. Do not do the sports. I'm going to tell you what happened. So someone from high school messages me. Do you want to join an
first
intramural?
mistake.
First mistake. I'm in a new city. I'm not Maddie Smith anymore. I'm Maddie Smith. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't play with people from high school. What did I do? I joined an intramural soccer league. I was like, maybe I'll meet hot guys. All the guys were ugly.
Right.
They were the hideous, most hideous, or gay, or in a relationship with a very beautiful, hot woman.
Yeah. You're like, I'll date her instead of him because you're like, how could he get her?
Literally.
Yeah.
And what happened was when you do the co-ed leagues in some of these leagues, I think it was mine, NYC Social or something, they are so adamant about the girls being there because you have to have a certain number of women on the field at a time. So if someone else canceled, they were like, Maddie, you have to come tonight or else we can't play. And I don't like that kind of hang. I don't like knowing I'm only there because I'm the girl, which is all of my comedy career.
Yeah.
So true. But we're the only girl on the lineup.
Oh, can you give me Caitlin's number? Yeah. It's like every week, if I'm not on it, one of you guys are on it. But so they like do not, like we just feel as like there's never two women on a show. It's so fucking dumb.
That's too much diversity. I'm sorry.
know.
Yeah, it scares America.
I know. So the soccer thing was annoying because like you want to bail and then they're like, you cannot bail. Ugh. And then 4 games in, what the fuck happens? I tear my AC motherfucking L.
That sucks.
And they like, I wasn't close enough to anyone for them to care a lot.
Yeah.
So they were just like, are you like good? Like they stood around me again with the smirk. They stood around me like like uncomfortably because I was the one
Right.
burdening their game. And you know what kind of like EMT they have for intramural games? Literally a man who gives you like goldfish and is like, well,
And a Gatorade.
yeah. He comes over in a golf cart with 1 mile an hour. He's like, I'll be there. And you're like on the ground, like, fuck, this fucking sucks. And I tore my ACL. I had to get surgery. And my knee hurts to this day.
Ugh.
So I would advise don't do the sports leagues.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe do something like a trivia league. I don't know. It's so humiliating that first year because you
It's hard.
don't.
It sucks.
You meet a lot of people. You're
Yeah.
like, nope. Oh, mate, no, maybe, no.
Yeah.
Well, like
lot of
I'm literally the worst person for this question because I live in the same apartment I was born in, like
know.
literally born in the same tub. You know what I mean? Like
know.
that's
Is your placenta still in there?
yes,
I think it is.
We use it as a washcloth. Get out of here.
You put it in your Nike sneakers.
Keeps it fresh. Keeps it fresh.
Gross. But you've made friends who've moved here.
Yes.
So what was appealing about those people who brought themselves to a new city?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was just pity. I just felt bad.
you,
Ashley.
I was just
Real
like, if this
pity.
was my kid, I'd want someone to be nice to them.
You
sweet.
do have
Yeah,
a very
it's very
mom
sweet.
mentality.
Yeah.
I will say I still think to this day I will not have friends if I didn't do stand up.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's also like when you move to a new city and you don't know anyone, it's gonna suck. Give yourself a
100%.
year of it
Year.
sucking. It's just gonna be horrible. But then a year passes and you look around, you're like, oh, I have friends. I don't know if they like me, but they say they're friends.
Exactly.
So-
You look up at a barbecue and you're like, all right, someone invited me.
Yeah.
Right? And more than 3 people know my name.
Yeah.
That's a
And
win.
That's a win.
And 2 people have given me eye contact. So I am here.
And it was the dogs,
Yeah.
but they know they remember me.
Yeah.
That's cool. When I first moved here, before I started stand up, I was like, I gotta put myself out there. I'm alone in Brooklyn. So I lived in Red Hook, and I would try to go to bars and like drink with people, and I tried to like repeat go, and nothing latched on.
Yeah.
There was like one bar in Red Hook where they had an Irish meetup. It was an Irish bar called Rockies.
Matty Smith.
I was like, I literally was like, I'll go there. And they did like Gaelic lessons and Irish dancing. And I actually had some good momentum with them.
Okay.
I got like hammered one night with
Sure,
them,
yeah.
but they were a little old. It was like older. It was
Yeah.
like I was friends with 40-year-olds in my
Yeah.
neighborhood.
So you did Gaelic? You did.
I like went to like a Gaelic like 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. like intensive once, and
Wow.
I was actually like on the road to having some friends.
Wow,
It
you
would've been,
really
like-
wanted friends.
I really did. I was like, I will not flail here. I will make something.
Yeah.
Something's gonna stick. It's
And
the Gaelic.
yes,
I feel it.
Something's gonna say. And I had taken Irish dance as a kid, so I was like, I can kind of like intermingle, and I'm Irish.
Right.
They'll love the red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Irish people in general are very hospitable.
Yeah.
But then once I started stand up, it flopped
Right.
because I couldn't keep it all up. But I think I would have been on a roll with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what that Maddie, like that sliding doors Maddie, is up to now. You know what I
I
mean?
know. She's
where
probably
is
like
she?
married to one of the Irish
Yeah.
guys.
She
Yeah.
has like 7 kids.
7 kids.
Yeah, has a washer and dryer.
Yeah. A parking space.
Let's not go there. I don't want to think about what ifs because my clothes look very clean in that universe. So that's our advice. Put yourself out there shamelessly. Give it a year.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're still not kicking after a year, start stand up or move to a different city.
And just I know this is like obvious.
One of the two.
This is like obvious, but just be yourself. Like it's always
Yeah.
weird when someone tries too hard.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
That's so off-putting.
Yeah.
So just relax.
Yeah.
Have an anxiety attack, but relax at the same time.
Cry in the bathroom. Get it
Yeah.
out.
Be relaxed.
Yeah.
It's so hard too because for me, trying too hard is like talking to people first.
Right.
So then you're like, stop trying so hard. And you're like, never mind. I wasn't asking you anything.
Yeah.
And it's really hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, number 2. Hopefully that was good advice. Number 2 says, I left my grandma's ring at a guy's house.
Whoops.
He sent me a picture of it, but is now ignoring me. What do I do? I say just show up there.
Yeah. Go ring that bell.
Knock on the door.
I just say you text him, you tell him you're pregnant and you're thinking of keeping it. He'll respond. He'll respond real quick.
That's somebody who was born and raised in New York City.
In the same tub. In one tub in New York City. I agree. I think the pregnant thing could get him talking, or something like I just found out I have herpes.
Ooh, but he's not gonna want to see you again after
Yeah,
that.
he's gonna sell your ring.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair, but he could text you back. Anything to get that text back.
Or you could say the
Right.
ring survived the Holocaust. I feel like really.
That's the one the old lady threw in the ocean in the end.
Yeah, I think it's a different movie, but
the Holocaust is the Titanic. In my book, they're the same thing. And
People die, and Maddie's
Yeah.
like the Holocaust.
they're all the
She's
same.
like the Lion King. All of it, just the Holocaust.
The third class on the Titanic was Anne Frank's.
That's true.
Home.
That's true.
Yeah, I would show up.
I would definitely show up.
knock the doors.
Especially if your grandma's ring. Like, who gives a shit about, I don't know, like, I mean, what's the politeness?
No,
I mean, who cares?
If politeness is him texting back. He has
Yeah.
ruined that. So now we're going full. Well, I would try to book him on Judge Judy or something,
Right? or take one of your friends who maybe is a little intimidating when you go visit him
Yes,
and be like,
yes.
bring maybe a little baseball bat.
Bring
Yeah.
yes.
Or like get one of your friends to like swipe right on him on Tinder,
Ooh, catfish
meet
him.
up with him, and then you beat him up and you take it to his apartment and get the ring.
And you put his body in the bathtub.
These are all things I did not think of. I was like, just show up at his house. But yeah, you could trick him.
Trick
you
him.
can call, have a friend call and be like, hey, it's the cops.
Yeah, I love those sexy cops. Hey, it's the cops.
Hey, is
That's how the cops call. They never say like it's officer. They're just like it's the cops.
Hey, it's the cops. Hey, it's the cops. We just wanted to see if you're awake right now.
You
And
are?
Can we come over? Or what scares a man? What scares a man?
I mean,
Having a kid. I don't
castration.
Castrate. Oh, a Seinfeld impression.
Ooh, his mother.
That's what I was thinking. Like, go on Facebook, find him, find his mom on Facebook, message her.
Yeah. Find his grandmother.
Find his grandmother and
Yeah.
say, hey,
Cancel him.
cancel him. Yeah, post it on Twitter, and then they'll find him. Anything
Yeah.
you post on Twitter
That's
that has
true.
to do with like doxing a man, easily.
Okay, Twitter, do your thing.
Do you think, girls? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna post one that's like, I need a job. Twitter, do your thing.
Yeah.
Get this girl a job. Sometimes people get on there and are like, one day later, they're like, thank you guys so much. I have raised $400,000 for myself. Bitch, give me some
what?
fucking money.
You're like how? Yeah.
Yes. Dude, I'm done with that. I'm done with apps. Okay, so I think we gave enough advice for that one.
Yeah.
You guys,
They were good. They were good.
We're all very
I'm
good.
suspicious about some untold things in this question, but we respect.
About the
Yeah.
grandmother's ring?
Yeah, why wouldn't he respond?
Why would you take it off? No offense. I shouldn't blame the victim.
Yeah. You're victim shaming.
I am.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And we're all leaving stuff at guys' house to get them to call. Would it be my grandma's
Yeah,
ring? No,
true.
it would be a knockoff, like
Yeah.
toe ring.
Use tampon.
That I used tampon. Hey, you left your used tampon. Oh my god, I'm so dumb.
Oh my god, but you know I'm ovulating.
Yeah.
I'm so young.
I need it.
Oh man. Okay, so this one says, all right, let's switch to the one about the van. So we're switching from dating stuff. This one says, should I move out of my house into my van to save $3,000 a month?
Okay, where are you living that it's $3,000? I mean, that's a nice apartment in New York City.
Yeah. First of all, I'm saying, can you just downsize your apartment?
Right,
Like, can you
like-
move to a smaller place?
Can you go
Get a
over like
roommate?
1,500?
Yeah, have
That's a
that.
lot. Yeah.
Like, must you be within the 3,000 budget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can think of a million places where you could go. Alternative.
Yeah.
You can take my place. It's $1,900 a month.
There you go.
You can move in with Maddie and
Yeah.
Andrew.
And
Come on
Andrew.
in.
Yeah.
Bring your thongs.
No
Bring
kink
your
shaming
thongs.
here. Yeah.
Bring your thongs. Don't clean the table. It's a mess. Yeah, I would say no. For
Yeah,
me
I don't-
personally, I don't like the idea of not having a bathroom close
Yeah.
by. That's the biggest thing, and Wi-Fi.
I just
Yeah.
don't get the whole van thing. Like, I have too much childhood trauma to live in a van. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I was
Yeah.
so poor growing up. If I lived in a van, I'd be like,
Oh, I thought it was another kind of trauma in a van. Never mind. Okay.
She was molested in a van. Yeah, she's casually
So
bringing it
hack,
up now. I know.
Ashlynn.
We get it. You have uncles.
stop bragging already. You're a hot child. We got it. We got it.
Yeah, I would say. Don't.
Don't live in a van, man.
Well, it depends on your values.
In a van, man.
Man.
That's a sure.
Or is it a late?
Some people,
or is
it was a
they?
guy who
Oh,
submitted
guy,
this
okay.
one.
Oh, of course.
And I want to say straight guy based on his prof pic, which was him
Yeah.
hiking.
See, they don't need to. They can live in a
Him
van.
hiking? He's already living in a van.
That's why I was like, maybe you already have the van on your mind.
Yeah.
Me, it's never in top 1,000 priorities not living in a van.
Right.
Yes.
But for him, someone who maybe read Into the Wild, who enjoys books like, about going off the grid.
Sure.
Yeah.
That new movie on Netflix with the guy who's off the grid.
Nomadland.
Not Nomadland. There's another one, something about a guy raises his kids off the grid.
Oh, Captain Fantastic?
Yes, Captain
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Maybe he wants to be like-
watch that. And
Yeah,
be
it's
like,
a great movie.
Maybe he wants to be like James Franco in 24 hours.
Yes.
Remember? He, like, cuts off.
127 hours?
Yeah.
I'm here to fact check.
24 hours, because that's
like,
alarms coming
yeah.
off.
I thought you were talking about the movie, the show 24. I was like, has anyone watched 24 anymore? 127 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. Was in
It's
a,
like 24 hours. I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
in
It's when
and
he
out?
gets his arm stuck in the rock and he cuts it
Ew.
off.
Yeah.
No, not for me.
He like drinks his piss or something like that.
No,
Hell yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate those movies. No. Sometimes I do every Friday
Hey,
night.
why not? Get a little loose.
Helps with hangovers.
Hey, we're not kink shaming here, so
No, that's true.
do you, boo boo?
I mean, I can understand the appeal if you're gonna like move into a van and travel the country. Like,
Right.
I definitely want to do that at some point in my life.
Right.
Maddie's looking really.
I'm going to say one
disgustingly
thing.
at me.
I'm going to say
I
one
think
thing.
she's gonna ask you to leave.
No, I will not. 'Cause we respect all genders
All
on this
right.
and genders and opinions on this, but it is not on my list.
Yeah.
I spend 1 hour in a car and I say, I'm like banging on the window. I'm like, get me out of here. And he's like, we went to the grocery store. We didn't. So me personally, and you know why? When we were younger, my family lived in Buffalo and we were in Virginia for a while. So we would take these 10-hour trips to Buffalo.
Oh,
And that's why I'm like, I do
get
not
that.
fuck with the road trips. And we didn't get to stop a lot because my dad likes to get there in the earliest time possible. So it was like, we're making one stop and it'll be at 6 hours in.
oh, dad time when they love to be
Yeah.
everywhere too early.
Too early.
Too early.
And then they make a wrong
Airports,
turn and they're
everything.
like, we won't ask for help.
yeah.
So the trip ends up being 16 hours instead of
Right.
10.
Yeah.
I see you. So that's more my aversion to
get it.
Yeah.
any sort of fun road trip comes in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if you're a guy, like they can live anywhere. They can live in a shoebox.
True.
Like they really don't need much.
It's really about the hygiene.
Hygiene. I think for women it's tough because we really need running water. We have a lot of things that happen.
Anytime,
And we need like safe places. I
Yeah,
think,
that's
too,
true,
You
too.
know, like,
anytime I think about like going off the grid, an immediate thought is my pussy.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not
Yeah.
going to bode well for the urethra, the infections that can be
Yeah.
involved down there. Anytime I watch like a Downton Abbey or something, I'm like, those people smell
Ugh,
like shit and they got
disgusting.
UTIs. They all,
Disgusting.
even the royalty has UTIs.
For sure.
their pussies is burning all the time.
All the time.
And
All
they're
the
having
time.
sex and the dicks are covered in mud. And
Maddie, no.
anytime I see sex before like the year 2000, I'm like, that's a muddy.
Before the year 2000.
mud. No one was peeing after sex in the 90s. I'm gonna throw that out there.
I lived through the 90s, and you're right.
Yeah, Jill knows.
I was a teen, but
Jill knows. And I only started doing it probably yesterday. So if you want to live in the van, you do you, booby, but
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
for me. But for Jill one day.
one day.
Jill one day.
One day.
Yeah.
But if it's a cost-saving mechanism, maybe find another stream of income because you're gonna be sad.
I wouldn't do it to save costs. I would do it for adventure.
Yes.
Especially if
It has
it's
to
like
be adventure.
3,000. Like you're like
That's a lot.
you're like
That's a lot of rent.
where are you living?
Yeah, just get a
Exactly.
smaller place.
at the
Yeah.
Ritz? Like
Yeah.
where the
Yeah.
fuck are you living?
Trump Tower? What's
Yeah.
going on here? I agree. Okay, last question of the segment.
Okay.
How do you get over the fact that your significant other has had a significant other in the past? The question specifically, sorry, to Ashlynn said, how do you get over the fact that your boyfriend has had a girlfriend in the past?
I'm offended. Yeah. Heterosexuality.
Very
How dare
heteronormative.
you. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
I'm gonna say I frame it as like funny. It's funny that he was with someone else,
Right?
you
It's
know?
like, wow, somebody else dealt with this?
Yeah. You don't do any dishes. You leave your beard hair all over the sink. I feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
Oh, the lady in the past. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like too old to be like, wah.
I don't care. I mean, I have also been single for probably like 8 years at this point.
Not bad. And COVID was one of them. So
Yeah. Okay.
7.
Yeah.
Six.
Yeah.
6, 7, yeah.
Yeah. 6.
But yeah, I don't get jealous or anything because it's like, why bother?
That's like kind of
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just compare myself all the time.
Really?
really?
I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, I bet. Did this person do this for you? Everything
Right.
I do for Kate, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
did your ex do this?
Oh.
I guess I'm better. No, I'm playing.
I was like, okay, Ashlynn.
I'm okay. You're a little different than I thought.
I know. I had no idea.
Maybe you got to go to another tub in another city.
You gotta change tubs.
Yes. I don't get, but sometimes when I get really, I know his ex was like a neat freak. So sometimes when I get really messy,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I bet you missed that, don't you?
Right.
And he's like, no, actually, but you do. You do miss that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like Andrew was in like college for one relationship. I'm like, that's a totally different person.
Right.
And I think it would be one thing if there was, if she was like all over social media with
Yeah.
happy photos, but there was no photos.
Or like still in his life some way. You know what I mean? Like once the
Yes.
person is removed, you're like, whatever.
Whatever.
Right? And you like picture that person as whatever you want them to
Yeah.
be. Like that person was a monster. They don't compare to me. You know what I mean?
you
Like
miss them. You meet them. They're the nicest people in the world.
Yeah.
Ashlynn, I've heard so much about you. Yeah, if when they're out of the life, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
I'll never run into them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Just say, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. You
Yeah.
got him now. So.
yeah, he's with you
Yeah.
now.
I say if it bothers you so much, just like block all their significant other, like the past on their Instagram.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then that'll make you sleep just right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's like a nice glass of hot milk before bed.
Oh, okay, Ashlynn. Is that what you do every night?
yeah, something like hot milk.
Hot, scalding hot milk.
I haven't heard
before
anyone
bed.
refer to hot milk in like 20 years.
That's why she
No
can't live in the
problem.
van.
Yeah,
She's gotta
you gotta get your hot milk. Do they have microwaves in the van? I didn't think so.
I'm gonna start a fire now to have my hot milk. I don't think so.
How am I gonna sleep? That's
Not
the
happening.
real question.
Not happening. I also think once you get in your first relationship that's very secure, you don't give a. If the relationship feels not secure, you might have those thoughts.
Yeah.
Once I got with Andrew, I was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like. Boring and normal.
Yeah.
Not boring, but just like.
Well, it's not supposed to
there's
make
no
you feel
insecure
crazy,
thoughts.
right?
Yeah.
Because when we hear about love, it's like I'm crazy in love, which is Beyonce's fault. Let's all blame Beyonce for that.
That is her fault.
Yeah.
And then Jay-Z cheated on her. I'm like, are
Yeah.
you crazy in love? What's going on?
And then
Yeah.
she took out Lemonade and was just beating shit with a bat.
yeah,
so like,
I don't know. Who are you?
But like when you don't feel crazy and you feel bored, like that's the best part, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the best part of a
I agree.
relationship.
Yeah, you're just like, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
Same thing we do every Tuesday.
Right.
Chickpea pasta.
People.
Meatballs. Oh,
White
it tastes
people.
just like regular pasta. Wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It tastes a lot different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my advice.
How do you feel about like your partner having pictures of their significant other on their Instagram? Like, you know how like sometimes
Yeah.
they'll have like old pictures and they just don't delete them.
So here's my take on that is when I started dating Andrew, he didn't have any. And I was like, why don't you have any pictures of your ex? And he said, she didn't want any.
Huh.
And that's what, so I also have a very strong case for not caring because
Yeah.
this bitch was not nice to him at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course he wouldn't want her in his life at all.
Yeah.
When
Right.
when your significant other doesn't want any pictures of you on
That's fucked
Instagram,
up.
yeah, you're fucking
Yeah.
rude as hell.
Yeah, that's whack.
It's like,
Yeah.
show me off.
yeah.
Literally, I'm posting him every day. I'm like, look at this guy. He's normal.
He makes chickpea pasta.
He's got his thong on.
Wears thongs.
Over his shoulder.
wears-
He's like, ooh.
Like the copper tone baby. So that's why, but I do think there's a weird like delete or not, because if you delete, it's like, I can't, fuck you, bitch.
Right.
But if
Yeah.
you don't delete, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
Do I have any of my
Yeah.
exes? No. But I told Kay I would like if she deleted hers.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
She was like, sure.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
very
There you go.
easygoing. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they push back, you're like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's weird.
Then-
Exactly.
And it's usually men who are like, you will not tell me what to do.
Right. You can't change me.
Yeah. And when it's just deleting a photo of another woman,
Yeah.
any sort of pushback from a man, no. And I'm talking, give me $500. Pushback,
Yeah.
no. We're done here.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're
Move
done. So that's what I have to say. If he has girlfriends and if he's still it's situational.
Yeah.
But in a secure relationship, it should not matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you want to get with a guy who you're his first girlfriend?
I know, you
Hell
Hell no.
Virgin.
You want to...
You want a
Gross.
baby?
I would-
What's wrong with you?
Okay, Woody Allen.
Sunyi over here. I would argue even more than sex virgin, like a relationship virgin, like hasn't been in a relation. No, I want a seasoned man who knows how to treat me right based on his failures.
Yeah.
in the past.
And
Based on forgetting birthdays, forgetting anniversaries. He knows now
and it's
that I'm a ticking time bomb.
Who's humble a little bit because they've been treated poorly. You know what I mean? Like you get
Humbled.
into a relationship at first and you have all these expectations, like of like
100%.
how good a relationship is supposed to be,
Yeah.
but like past relationships they break you down a little bit and
Yes.
you just humble yourself.
And then you wow him just by being like, "Hello, you look nice today." He's like, "No one ever said that to me before."
You're like, let's take a picture. He's like,
Yeah.
are you serious?
Can I put it on my Instagram? Is that okay? I don't want to offend you. So I don't remember what we were saying, but yeah.
Yeah.
Why were we saying that?
I don't know. I
I'm a
forgot.
little tired.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Because jealousy.
Yes.
Oh, you don't want a relationship virgin.
Yeah, I want a
right.
seasoned
man
with salt and pepper, thyme, sage on him.
Yeah.
Herbs de Provence.
Yes. Herb de Provence. And yeah. So there's your answers. That's our segment.
Yeah.
Emotional
You're welcome for
issues.
the advice.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Or not. I don't know.
Use it.
Use it or not. We don't give a fuck. All of us are thriving, obviously.
Clearly.
So-
I'm like, I haven't known a man's touch for 37 years.
Miss Nomadland over here.
In her van.
In my van.
Oh my gosh. Let's move on to our topics. Last part of the pod. Okay, let's talk about the books. The books.
Oh, yeah.
We got the Dr. Seuss books
Oh my
going
God.
off the shelves rapidly, flying off the shelves, and then the Captain Underpants Kung Fu Cavemen, with something along
Yes.
the lines of them. I don't really care. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I don't care either.
I take them off the shelf. I wouldn't mind if people kind of just like are actively taking things off shelves that are offensive. Just
Yes.
quietly take comedians' bits off without writing. Just quietly
Fake
remove
pieces. We
Yeah.
don't need it.
we don't need all the attention. Just take them out quietly,
I agree.
you know? But is there anything growing up that you guys think should be removed from the shelves? Anything too scary?
The Bible?
The Bible! Yes! I will say the Bible has some scary stories in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also got a lot of misogyny.
Yeah.
Homophobia. It's got a lot of bad stuff.
Everything. It's just like very anti-enjoying your life.
Totally.
Yeah, all of it. It's very shaming too.
So judgmental.
Yeah.
Judgmental, and people take it seriously as fuck. I want to say one children's book that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid that
what?
I think should be removed more so than the Dr. Seuss books, and it was called Heggity Peg.
Huh. Never heard of
It
it.
was one of those books where it's like the artistry is like blah, blah, and very like scary and caricatures and dark. And Heggity Peg was about a family, and the kids' names were Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
How original.
I know, right? And Heggity Peg would come by and she'd be like, "I'm Heggity Peg. I lost my leg. Can you give me some food?" And she barged into this home. The mom left for the day. Great mom, right?
Yeah.
She left all the days of the week alone, and she turned the kids into food.
What?
She turned the kids into food.
She ate
and
the
she
kids?
started eating them.
Ooh.
What kind of cannibalism is this?
I don't know what happened. I'll have to pull up some images. But Heggity Peg started eating, and then the mom came home, I think, and was like, "Stop."
Don't eat my children.
Yeah. And then Monday,
She's
Tuesday,
like, don't
Wednesday.
eat Friday. Friday is my
Yes.
favorite.
Literally, yeah. Saturday, and then
Yeah.
you could take Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Heggity Peg was starting. She
Wow.
was like scooping up a pie with her two fingers.
Oh, Haggity gross.
It was one of those like Heggity gross
Boom.
indeed.
Yeah.
It was one of those
roasted
like grim fairy tale
Yeah.
but drawn out type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some children's books that take it too far.
Agreed.
Yeah.
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 What do you guys think of the Dr. Seuss thing?
I say take all the books out because honestly, I hated books as a kid.
Take them all out. Replace
Burn
them all with
every
video
book.
games. When I was in high school and I heard like burning books because they were banned, I was like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we hate books. Video
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
We watch TV in
MTV.
this house. Yeah.
All hail
Burn books.
MTV. All hail.
Yeah.
The new Bible, MTV.
Yeah, seriously. I do think the Bible is boring as fuck. And it's just still the number one sold book in the past 100 years.
story ever told.
Snooze
So
fest.
boring.
As someone,
Snooze.
well, Jill, that you're also Jewish.
Well, ish.
Ish.
I went to an Episcopalian school from kindergarten until I graduated high school.
What?
So I'm familiar with the Christian faith.
Aren't the Episcopalians?
Not to brag here.
Aren't the Episcopalians pretty chill?
They're like Catholic light.
Yeah, they're like, and they have women pastors,
Uh-huh.
and they're very community oriented.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When I was just out of college, I worked at a job, and there was a community garden at an Episcopalian church,
Ah.
and the pastor was a woman who taught like sewing to the community.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds sweet.
She was very
is sweet.
sweet.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I mean, it didn't do shit for anyone.
Yeah.
but
Right.
It was
Like,
very
I'll teach
sweet
you how
on
to
paper.
sew. I was like,
They're
"Do you
like,
have money?
we need money. It's the equivalent of the Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't want that. We're good. What do you guys think of the Krispy Kreme initiative? People were mad.
I don't understand why people are mad.
First of all, it's like one donut. Like if one
Yeah.
donut is gonna make you obese, you're probably already obese,
I did read a report from Wisconsin.
right? Like
Agreed. Or if one donut tells you, I want more food, you have a food addiction, and maybe you should have gotten the donut to begin with.
yeah.
But I read a report from Wisconsin that said like the cars were out the driveway at the Krispy Kreme the day the announcement was made.
Yeah, it's Wisconsin. What else do you think they're gonna do?
I know.
Yeah.
They got nothing going on there.
Cheese and donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think more places should give free stuff for getting the vaccine.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
see
why
that's
not?
a big deal. And also, you get the vaccine if you're obese, so it seems to kind of be like
Yeah.
a snake eating its own tail kind of thing.
Snake eating its own fried tail.
It's glazed tail.
Kind of thing. When people were mad, I'm just like, we got to get out of this quarantine.
I know.
People are just mad about everything.
I know.
Everything. Like, people were mad about the Dr. Seuss books being taken off. Like,
Yeah.
they were like, we want to read Dr. Seuss. I'm like, you're 50. Stop.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing everyone. Stop
I
it.
know. Let me say something about the Dr. Seuss thing. And the people who are getting mad about it taken off the shelves are also the ones mad at Lil Nas's video.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like the missed, like their viewpoints are scattered.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you hate gays, but you got to be consistent, okay? And they're just like all over. That's why you poke holes in everything they do.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense. At least liberals got one point of view.
Yeah.
So the Lil Nas X thing, the devil is crazy to me. Because I don't think actual people read the Bible and they picture like a devil in hell. I don't think there was even devil imagery in the Bible.
Yeah.
I just
It's
Or
about temptation.
Or like about like hell with fire and flames.
Yeah.
Was there?
I think that's in a different book.
that's in a Dr. Seuss book.
That's
Dr.
in,
Seuss
that's in
book.
Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
But they took it like crazy. I think they just hate that he's gay.
Yeah.
I just
and
think,
black.
yeah.
probably.
I don't see color, so thank you for reminding me.
He's black, just so you know.
Thank you for reminding me.
I just think anything that gay people do, they will find a reason
Yeah.
to be mad. Because, like, if that was like a regular rapper, just like, let's say, playing cards with the devil, everybody would be like, oh, you get it? It's like irony because you're playing with the devil. You get it? Like, we get it. But as soon
Yeah.
as gay people do stuff, they're like,
Right.
the agenda. I'm like,
Ashlynn,
shut up.
Let me ask you this, Ashlyn,
Yeah.
as the only gay person, surprisingly, at this table.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Despite
including
how
your
Maddie and I
shirt.
look.
Yeah.
I wore this for you. I said, welcome, Jumbo. I waved a pride flag on my house when Ashlyn came like the Underground Railroad. I said, you're welcome here.
You're safe here. And Drew had his gay flag thong on.
He had, he had his banana hammock on, pulled right over his head. So have you ever talked to anyone who, like my friend Jordan told me that she hates gay. No, I'm kidding. She said that she'll talk to someone who's like, has pretty progressive views, but because he's religious, he's like, I just think, because she has two moms, and he's like, I just think that what your moms are doing are the act of Satan. What? So,
Yeah.
but he's like her friend, and he's like, I cannot. Have you ever talked to people who are like, I like you, but what you do is the devil?
Yeah, I've talked to people like that, but no one has said it to my face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I just,
Yeah.
you know what? Like, I know
Ugh.
that people have that opinion, and I'll like talk to someone about it. But like, honestly, those people, like, anytime you have a real conversation with them, they like back away from it. right? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, like, you know, like the thing is like sinning. And I'm like, first of all, were you married before you had sex?
Yeah.
Because you're a sinner. You know what I mean? Have you
Yeah.
ever lied? Because you're a sinner. It just feels like
Right.
with the whole Bible and the sinning, a lot of people like to choose what to sin and not. Like they don't
Literally.
take the whole Bible.
I'm out here envying other people's wives. I'll tell you
yeah.
that much.
Hey, I covet and covet.
Covet. I am coveting my neighbor's wife, and boy, is she hot from behind. I know, it's so true. The gay thing, the gay obsession
Yeah.
is crazy to me.
I think if you care a lot, you're probably gay.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
I thought. When someone told me what gay was, I was like, okay, cool. And I kept moving on with my day.
Yeah.
Right.
As I was making out with a woman.
Yeah. And you bought that shirt.
I bought that shirt. I said, I'd like to support. I remember the first time I was at my neighbor's house. I was literally 8 years old, and they were playing with a Ouija board. And you know the guy who's in the neighborhood who always gets made fun of? There was a guy who's a couple of years older. They were playing with the Ouija board, and they were like, let's ask it if Matt's gay.
Oh,
And
we're mad.
it's the Y-E-S. Oh, that!
Got outed by with a Ouija board.
I would love to be outed by a Ouija board. That's so.
Spirits from beyond.
That's punk.
I know. He
That's
wasn't
so punk.
there. He wasn't. That's the worst part. So they were like bullying him behind his back. I'm like, first of all, but I didn't know what gay was. So then I asked my mom.
Yeah.
And it did not faze me at all.
Yeah, why would it?
So how do you? I know. I was like, okay, cool. But why? Why for some people is it such an obsession?
Because you're probably gay.
For me, I'm like,
Yeah.
as long as I'm
Yeah.
getting it in, I don't give a fuck what you guys do.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't care that people are straight. And it's a little disgusting to
When
me
you
sometimes.
first found out what straight was, you said that's going to be a problem for me.
Men have such a problem, like with anything that's like, you know, attacking their fucking heterosexuality
Yeah.
and their masculinity. It's just, and I also think there's like some weird hatred of femininity and like being a woman tied in with their hatred of being gay, because
Yeah.
it's like being a feminine man, which is gross because women are gross.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't. It's just like
100%. The misogyny is strong.
Yeah.
In this one.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of, you know, like, I feel like a lot of gay guys go through it because when they are gay, men are like, you're not a man anymore.
Exactly,
And, like,
yeah.
it doesn't happen for women, right? Like, it's not like, I'm gay, so you guys are like, oh, you're not a woman anymore. You know, even though you and Stuart treat me like that.
they treat me like that too. Just so you know,
It's not a gay thing.
it's
trust
not a gay
me.
thing. It's a redhead thing.
We're just bitches to anyone who ain't us. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I guess that's true. There was like a lesbian gym teacher, and like
What?
when I was in middle school, we had a lesbian gym teacher, and you know how mean 8th grade girls are.
Yes.
This woman could not give a fuck about you guys, but they accused her of watching them through the glass.
my
You know, her
God.
her
Oh,
office was
God.
in that. They accused her of like staring. And I would run into her. She worked at the Apple store. She wore cargo shorts and Adidas running shoes and like the biggest t-shirts you would have. I'm like, Miss Dunn is not looking at you. I cannot emphasize this anymore. But they twisted it and they accused her. This is how
that's fucked up.
anti-gay people are. They told the principal, what is the principal going to do? Say, because, you know, they put black construction paper over her window.
Wow.
So she couldn't even.
It's so fucked up.
That's
then
what
you
the
have
principal did?
The school did, because the girls complained. They were like, she's looking at us. This was like the most butch gym teacher. You will never find her looking at. I don't know how to emphasize. She was like incredibly nice to me when I got there.
I bet
Maybe she was hitting on you. Yeah.
Well,
It sounds like you were in love with her. Yeah.
You're like, ooh, those cargo
Go shorts.
shorts.
That Apple Store discount.
yeah, you're really pretty. But the hatred is strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just fear.
It's
I think
fear.
like
It's ignorance.
ignorance and fear.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
classics.
The classic
hits, the
ingredients.
Classics. I used to have a lot of both, and now I just hate myself. So.
Yeah. Turn it inward.
I know.
folks.
That's the other thing is like people who are outwardly mean. I'm like, how do you have the time? How do you get past hating yourself to hating other races, other
my God.
sexuality?
How do you have the confidence?
Yeah.
You know, like,
And a lot of people who are like, you know, what's the word, bigoted and stuff, ugly as fuck. I'm like,
Yeah.
you need to do some reflection. And
that's why though, because they're ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just like that's how they treat the world. They're like, I'm ugly, so the world has to be ugly.
so true.
Problem solved right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
We really figured it out.
What is this? The Joe Rogan podcast? Okay, well, before we end, let me ask you one question. Will you be buying the shoes with the blood in them?
I have a question. Whose blood is it?
So I looked a little bit into it. It's not Nike who's making the shoe, although I did see that Nike is suing the people that Lil Nas X collaborated with. So,
Which is wrong because this company makes like toaster bath bombs. They're like ironic, right? Like toaster like bath bombs, right? Like
it's supposed to be like a funny, like,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
cool guy.
I got it.
and they made Jesus shoes that had holy water in them, and Nike didn't sue them. So like,
Yeah.
Is it real blood? I mean, it said
It's
in the
real
article
blood.
it said real blood.
Yeah, they didn't in the article. They didn't do anything that would have been in line with medical procedures. It was like he was literally like, yeah, it's just like 6 guys' blood from our company.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like,
Huh.
I don't know. But I also don't think there's any laws around bodily fluids that will allow them to get sued. Right?
I mean,
maybe
This is not ever something I've ever seen.
maybe Nike can say they're sabotaging their brand.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By like,
They are very powerful.
yeah, by
I
saying
use period
like,
blood in all of my art.
yeah.
Me too.
I have them in my shoes. I have them in my Nike. Yeah.
I spread it on the wall before I go up on stage. I say, this is who I am. I'm a woman.
who I
Hear me
am.
roar.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a ritual.
Yeah. I will not be buying the blood shoes.
They're so expensive.
Yeah, they're also expensive.
I just like, I don't care about the blood. It just has like that, like, the charm is like a like the
Oh, the
devil's
pentagram, yeah.
Yeah. And as a Latina, I just can't do that. I'm too superstitious for that. Yeah, I can't do
You
it.
don't let the devil into your house.
Yes, on my feet. Like,
Coming for your soul.
yeah. You know how to enter someone's soul, right? Through their feet. Yeah.
Wow. See, this is why we got diversity on the podcast, because you will not hear a white person say that. I'll tell you that much. But I just thought the pendant was ugly. I was like,
Yeah, I don't need $1,000 sneakers.
No, I mean, although I do see Ashlyn's, and trying to get those Yeezys, trying to get those Bad Bunny sneakers. So
Yeah.
I think I would see you wearing the blood Nikes.
Yeah, well, without the charm though, and it has like 666. I can't.
It's too much devil for you.
Yeah,
People
I
who
don't
are
fuck
into
with
like
that.
devil play is like,
I don't fuck with that. I don't
It's
fuck
like
with
Renaissance
demons.
fairs.
Yeah.
that's literally my.
It's-
I was like, cosplay.
It's nerdy.
It's nerdy more
Yeah.
than it's very like goth vibes.
Yeah.
but even not even as cool as goth.
Right.
Like I don't even know.
It's too organized
yeah,
to be cool, I think.
too organized to be cool.
Yeah.
It needs to be more messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need more actual like devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the devil is not that clean.
Like I need to
Yeah.
I need to feel like the blood as I step. You know what I mean? Just like gush. Like gush.
Yes. Like when you go to like
Or it's like your own blood because that's like
yes.
stabbing you in your feet the whole time. That's punk.
like
That's hard.
like an immersive experience.
Yeah.
Like when you go to Honey, I Shrunk the Audience at Disney World and the dog
exactly
sneezes on
like
you.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never been to that. That sounds amazing.
You've never been, or the Muppets, the big one, the dog sneezes on you. And,
Or the
Yeah.
Simpsons and Universal.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Well, you
yeah.
guys can stop bragging.
Or, Harry Potter World, or Six Flags New England.
Don't worry, when
Like,
you get your van, you'll travel.
yeah, go right to Disney World.
Go by myself to Disney World. Hi, kids.
You and Woody Allen.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's our pod. I had a great time. I don't know how long, but it feels like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
I had
you.
a great time. Yeah, thank you.
Guys, where can we find you, Ashlynn?
You can find me at Ashlynn Salzano on Instagram.
Per usual. And Jill?
I'm at Jill_lives, Instagram and Twitter, and my podcast, Wiki Freaks, with a Z.
With a Z. With a Z.
Well, thank you guys for listening. If you're on the Patreon, love y'all so much. Best friends in a motherfucking world. If you're listening, you might want to join the Patreon. It's literal fire. You can see us laugh at each other. Solo podcast from Maddie every week. That's who's talking right now. So check out patreon.com/Maddie Smith to become a baddie. Bye.